Welcome to a new episode of our MerMay series. Today we're going to show you how to create a magical picnic fit for your favorite mer friends. Anytime you're cooking or putting together food in the kitchen, make sure you have a parent or grown-up to help you. For our first dish today, we'll be making Krabby Croissants. For your croissants, you will need one croissant for each guest and your favorite sandwich toppings. I'll be using turkey, lettuce, cheese, mustard, and mayonnaise. You'll also need toothpicks, candy eyes, and melting chocolate to attach your eyes. Red edible spray is optional. Let's get started! If you decide to use the red edible spray, this will be your first step. First, lay down a piece of wax or parchment paper. Shake your can. And then spray your croissant all the way around evenly and lightly. Now we're going to slide our croissant over and let it air dry. While our croissant dries, let's put together our googly eyes. Place your eyes face down on the table. Now take your melted chocolate and dab a dot on the back of your eyes. Then you'll take your toothpick and press it into the chocolate. While our googly eyes cool, let's put together our croissants. First, I'm going to spread the condiments evenly into the edges because the last bite should be just as delicious as the first. Now we're going to put on our cheese. Next up is our turkey. And then our lettuce. Now we're all done. Just put the top on your croissant. Now it's time to bring our other croissant over and put in our googly eyes. Take your googly eye toothpicks and press them into the top sides of each of your croissants. Now we have two adorable Krabby Croissants. For our side, we're going to make a sweet sea turtle. We're going to use blueberries, chocolate chips, an apple, and a banana. First, we're going to cut our banana in half and then peel it open. Now we're going to cut our banana lengthwise down the center. Now we're going to cut it one more time lengthwise down the center. Now we're going to take our two cut pieces and place them in the bowl towards the top. These are going to be our sea turtle's arms. Now take the other half of our banana and cut it down the middle. Now set aside the other half and keep the pointed end, and then cut it down the center lengthwise. These pieces are going to be our sea turtle's back legs, so place them towards the back. Now we're going to take our apple and our knife and we're going to cut right along this line right here. So almost in the center, but not quite. Now we're going to take our apple top and place it on top of our sea turtle's legs. Now we're going to take the other half of our banana and cut it in the middle. We want to save the rounded edge. Now you're going to cut it one more time down the center, just leaving the top. This part is going to be our turtle's head. Now we're going to take our chocolate chips and we're going to take two, one for each eye. Now we have a super adorable sweet sea turtle. Now we're going to get started with our lagoon lemonade. For this you'll need lemonade, blue, green, and yellow food coloring, and crushed or shaped ice. I have 3 bowls right here, ready to pour my lemonade into and add color. I also have 3 separate bowls full of the crushed or shaped ice. Start by pouring your lemonade into each of the 3 bowls. Now I'm going to take my coloring. I'm going to start with blue, and I'm going to add it to 1 dish of lemonade. I'm using gel food colors, which are very saturated, so I'm adding it with a toothpick and swirling it around. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my next color, green. Now to add our last color, yellow. Now I'm going to give each dish another stir just to get rid of any colors that have settled at the bottom. Now you're going to take your cup and scoop some shaped ice into the bottom. Now we're going to take a measuring cup and you're going to scoop our first color in and pour it over the crushed ice. I chose to start with yellow. To keep our colors from swirling together too quickly, we're going to add our next color directly to our ice. Just gently swirl it on and make sure it's not too saturated. Now we're going to scoop it into our cup on top of the yellow. Now we're going to do the same thing with our green color. Scoop it directly onto the ice, and then we'll scoop it into the cup. Now that our lemonade is done, let's get started with our mermaid tail cupcake. You're going to need candy melts. I chose to use blue and pink. You'll need a cupcake, sprinkles, and frosting. I chose to use white and blue. First we'll need to add our frosting. I'm using a Ziploc bag, so I'm just going to snip off 1 corner. Now we're going to make a swirl in the middle of our cupcake. Now I'm going to gently tap the cupcake on the table just to let the frosting settle. Now we're going to dip our cupcake in the bowl of sprinkles. If you notice any gaps or white spots, you can add some more sprinkles. I noticed some gaps on the edges, so I'm just adding a couple more sprinkles to fill it in nicely. Now I'm going to snip the corner off of the blue bag of frosting, and we're going to add a swirl into the center of our cupcake. Now it's time to make the mermaid tail decoration. Draw a mermaid tail on paper and then place parchment or wax paper on top. And make sure you tape down the edges so that it doesn't slide. If you already have a mermaid tail chocolate mold, you can use that as well. But if not, you can do the wax paper method. I have my chocolate melted in a bag. Now I'm going to pipe it into the chocolate mold. Now we're going to take our chocolate mold and gently tap it on the table. This just evens out the chocolate and gets rid of any air bubbles. Now we're going to take our bag of melted chocolate and we're going to trace over our mermaid tail. Once you're done tracing, start filling in the mermaid tail with the chocolate. Once you're done, you can let your chocolate cool slowly at air temperature, or you could pop it in the freezer. Now that our mermaid tails have hardened, I'm going to unmold it. Just be very careful and gentle as you unmold so that you don't chip your chocolate. Now we're going to take our mermaid tail and push it into the center of our blue swirl. I'm going to add just a few more pearl sprinkles to the top, just to give it a little more magic. Now we're all done. It's time to enjoy our Mermazing picnic.